People, it's the One Devotion. You're now watching the Daily Devotion podcast, the space where we connect and engage with creatives from various industries, share insights on their journey so far. And today, I'm blessed. I'm excited for this conversation, a keen one. I've been waiting to have this for a very, very long time. We've got here with us an icon, one of the UK's finest artists, producers, role model. Introducing the man himself, one of our own, Coco. What is it, fam?
Them introductions, they're good, fam. And thank you for that, man. Appreciate it, man.
Bless, fam.
Yeah, definitely. Some nice words in there.
Trying. It's
You
nice
get,
having here because, as we said, obviously, as we're saying, it's been a long time coming.
I'm just chop it up, innit?
How's things? Obviously,
things
it's been
all right.
A bit of a mad year, so
yeah, things are alright, man. I can't complain, brother. I got a roof over my head, you know. I'm with my family at the moment, which is a blessing. It's just mash up, obviously COVID. It's mash up. This whole year's been broke up, but if I'm very honest, like it could be a lot worse, you know. So
give thanks.
Yeah, man, give thanks. Like
Give thanks.
yeah, got money in the bank, you know. Just grateful, man. You know what I mean? Family's good.
So in terms of like when you say it's been a mash-up year, obviously it has been in terms of pandemic for everybody, self-employed, having to change careers, furlough, whatever else. But when we say the mash-up, how has your mental health been, and what has that looked like in terms of productivity, in terms of like music, or have you still been staying on top of that more, or are you still more on the mental health kind of side?
To be honest, I did have a moment, man. I had a moment like when I first came back to Sheffield, because I came back because of the virus. I was due to move out of my flat in London, but obviously I couldn't go and view places and stuff, so the timing was just mad. So I said, you know what? I might as well just go back home for a bit, just think about things, rather than rushing into something that I'm not ready for. Just go back home and just try and figure out what's going on. Yeah, like at the beginning of it, it was a bit mad, fam. I can't lie. Like, I love Sheffield. I love where I'm from. Do you know what I mean? That's home. Yeah. But like, the reason why I moved to London in the first place is pretty much because I just feel as though like I hit a ceiling in terms of like, not even just with music, just life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was doing call center work, this and that. I was obviously doing the music and stuff, but I said to myself, I said, I'm not happy here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this music thing has to work because I feel like I've got a lot to give, and a lot of people need to see what I've got to give, you know? So that's the reason why I moved in the first place. Coming back definitely humbled me. Just seeing everyone from back in the day, the man there, like I said, being with my family. And like I said, I'm grateful. Like, do you know what I mean? I would be sick if I was still in London.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't have to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have to be. And I've realised that now. But yeah, mental health-wise, like there was a moment like at the beginning of the COVID thing where I was just thinking, yo, this is mash up, man. Like, can't do shows. You get me? I just split up with my ex. All these mad things, fam. So it was just bad things were just going through my head. But I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm naturally a up person anyway. You know
energy,
what I'm saying?
Energy.
I don't usually display like negative vibes too much, but everyone obviously has the moment, innit? You get me?
Everything's positive. So
yeah, man.
Obviously being back home creates that balance because obviously being down there has opened up different horizons for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Obviously being home, the fam. Obviously it's a fixed abode for now.
Yeah.
But about the shows, has it been more difficult to engage with your fans without the live shows or your festivals, or like what does that look like?
To a degree, obviously in a real life, yeah, because obviously I can't be stood before people and interacting with them. But obviously the social media plays a big part in connecting with supporters, but it's not the same as a live show. I think live show just gives you that whole different experience, man. Just being able to, like I said, just have a conversation with someone, them expressing how much they love your music, seeing the smile on their face, like, and it's just like, raw, like, I'm doing this and I'm making someone feel like this, and that just gives man the motivation to go further and keep, you know what I'm saying? Like,
the power to keep moving.
Yeah, man, it's sick. And obviously anyone knows who's been to a live show, any live show, live music is the best music in my opinion. It's good when you can listen to it in your headphones and you can
escape.
Experience it on your own, but live music is different, the vibration, everything. So it's like, I wouldn't say it's drastically stopped my communication with supporters, but I think it's important to see people in real life. You know what I mean? Because we do the work in the studio, we're locked away. blah blah blah, and then you want to test it out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You
yeah,
want
in
to
the field.
Yeah,
In the field.
you want to see the effects
Yeah,
of it.
yeah,
Do you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
I'm grateful to have done as many shows as I've done, coming from a place like Sheffield and just being able to be put on that pedestal. Big up Toddla, man. You get me as well.
Tight, Toddla.
100%.
Bang behind us, the Park Hill, that's the strip. So, yo,
Yes.
big up yourself, Toddla.
You done now.
You done know.
Trust man.
Listen, like I said, just give thanks for coming through, fam, because I think, as we've spoke, off cam, whatever else, I've always known you to be very energetic, hardworking.
Yeah.
As you're saying, I left Sheffield to kind of see different horizons. You almost hit a ceiling here and you wanted to kind of spread your wings in other aspects.
Yeah, man.
And I just think it's important to actually have this conversation because it's been a mad journey.
Yeah,
and obviously people they might think, well, Coco, it was in Chef and then he's left and now he's gone clear kind of thing. So it's like, I'm interested to kind of know what that looks like. And obviously, I'm sure all your fans, all the listeners, all the watchers will be as well.
Yeah, man.
So give thanks, but let's take it back, wheel it up, rewind.
Way back when.
So from when you were like, say, 9, 10,
right?
What was mini Coco's life looking like? Because obviously you had all the games, or you 1, 2, 3 Dunyas and this and that.
Yeah.
Like, what was that like? Have you always been creative from that age, or were you sporty, or?
From as long as I can remember, I believe, from what my mum told me, I used to love drawing. I can remember that. I used to love drawing. I used to love that bear, like, just being able to look at something and then literally imitate it, but in my own way and just from the hand. I used to love just creating and getting it right. I'm such a perfectionist, you get me? Yeah. So like, I've rubbed things out bare times, just to, you know what I'm saying?
Just to get it right.
Yeah. So I think from a creative space, that was always there. Obviously, I love football as a younger, as a lot of young boys do, and girls, growing up. But I think 9, 10, what would it be? So I think year 8, you're in year 3, right? Something like that.
Tough years boy like me, or what?
Yeah. Something like that. So that's when I moved. Yeah, that's when I moved to Winkerbank. So I was living in Arborthorne up until like 8, Gleedless sides, and then I moved to Winkerbank. Didn't know no one. I remember because my sister, my nana lives in Gleedless, and I used to live obviously in Arborthorne, and even when I moved, I used to still go to my nana's because
it's just across the road. It's local.
Yeah, it's not far, innit? So that's obviously I was still checking rems, etc. So I grew up most of my life. I grew up there as well as Winkerbank. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I remember moving to Winkerbank, and I remember the first day of school, and the night before I was crying, bro.
Balling.
I remember I was crying because I'm like, I'm gonna go to secondary school. I don't know nobody there. All my friends are that side of Sheffield. I'm Bex. Even my sister goes to that school over there. Why can't I go to that school? So I remember just being Bex, you know. And then obviously I'll take the Hindhouse crew. You get me? Went to Hindhouse. Man's in the cut.
Man's in the corners.
I seen his eye turn. Like, make sure you mention me.
Come on.
But Hindhouse, and then it was mad. No, tell her, like, do you know what? Before I went to school, I actually did make some friends. I made some friends prior because obviously I was going back and forth. But like I said, I've got to go outside and make friends. So I made a couple of friends around there. All type guzzer. And I just remember being out one day playing with a basketball. This is funny. Everyone always asks, how'd you get your name? So I was playing with a basketball, and I used to be the kid that used to go out in shorts any weather. Cold, rain, sleet, snow, summer.
That guy.
Nah, brother, not try it. Shorts, legs dry, you know, dick cream, nothing. Dry. Everyone used to remember me just going out shorts, any weather. And we were playing with this basketball. Then they must have threw it to me. And I've kind of headed it, but it's made like a mad sound, you get me? Because it's flat, you get me?
Oh, gosh.
Bro, instantaneous, like, oh, it's got a Coco being head. Coco, this Coco. So it was a joke, and that's how I got my name in it. I think it was Guzzy or K Green, one of them, man, giving that name. And then obviously, like, I think Gareth was in secondary school, and he was telling people about me before I got to Hindhouse. I don't even know why. Obviously, like, whatever you get me, Coco's coming Hindhouse. And then when I've got there, bro, it's like bare people like kind of knew who I was. This is before music.
How?
And I'm just like, yo, how come everyone kind of, not everyone, but like a large majority, and I'm thinking, yo, this is mad. I was crying in that, but like man's kind of been a celebrity before I've even got there, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it's all love. And then a couple of years went by, you know, everyone just ended up started calling me Coco, stuck with Coco, and that was just my name. And then I got approached by Skins in secondary school. I remember that day like it was yesterday. I remember being like on the, you remember in it, JJ, like, you know, in the new building when they used to split it up. I was upstairs like in the top corridor and Skins was a little shit. You get me? He used to do badness all the time. I remember him running around like,
bad youths.
Bad youth, you know.
We're just
bad youth, all tight Skins though. But yeah, I remember him come up to me like, yo, Coco, have you heard about youth camp? And I'm like, youth camp, what's that? Yeah, I'm thinking, what is youth camp, bro? And then he's like, new group, rare. And I'm thinking, I said this all the time, like I listen to music, you get me? My mum used to play music in the house, but I never saw myself as a rapper.
Any sort of thing.
I'm not a rapper, because I was quite a shy kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, I was a little bit of a shy kid to a degree. But I thought, do you know what? Like, he told me he was involved, Blitz was involved, he was involved, GT, rest in peace, Grime, and a couple other men from around Sheffield, you get me? Sphinx, Echo,
it was a squad. That youth camp was like 10 man deep.
It was mad,
deep,
fam.
Yeah, it was deep still.
And to me, like back then, it was a big thing. Just being able to go studio and sit around, no excuse, young offenders, like it was a big thing because these are like big man to me. I'm just in secondary school and I've never been to a studio, so these man have kind of know how to write bars, etc. So I'm sitting in there just quiet. You get me? Sponge, fam. And I think I remember asking Lyric or GT, one of them, like, what is a 16 bar? Do you write a 16 bar? Because I want to get involved. You get me? Everyone's going there after school. I don't just want to go home. I want to come through.
Them days, it was 8 bar for 8 bars. Sometimes it was even 4s. It was writing 4 bars and then another 4, that's 8.
Yeah.
Then another 4, then another 4. That was a 16.
Telling you what the formula was. Yeah, it was mad. It was mad. So, yeah, I just kept listening to what man were doing and how to structure it and that. And then before you know it, bruv, like, I was writing my own bars. Well, I was taking people's like Kano's bars and remixing them and that.
Come on, Kano was
because my voice, if you listen to my voice back in the day, it was a dead thing, fam. I didn't have the cadence, none of that. Like,
I wouldn't really say that. So I wouldn't really say that. It's raw. That's what it's just raw.
Yeah.
Obviously, like you're saying, the cadence and your plosives and everything else like that, and the ad libs and the emphasis in your bars isn't really going to be there. It was just
new to
pure
it,
energy.
I hear that.
What I mean, but
I hear that.
When you say, quite a shy kid, quite a quiet kid, I've got a memory of us two, say, probably like 8, 9.
Yeah.
Uncle Cliff would always take us to Enkley Park. Race, fam.
Competition was strong, innit?
It was strong. So I'm thinking, fam, do you know what? All to this day, I don't think I beat you.
What, was I the winner?
You was the winner.
It's mad because
marginally though.
Yeah. No, you was quick. You was quick because you was a bit of an IPU as well, innit? Yeah, he was an IPU so all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's funny that because I remember that in primary school and that, like, I don't know if I can say this, but like when you're black, sometimes I'm like, he's the hardest or he's the fastest. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I used to be the fastest, fam. Like, I'm sure I was. But
of course was.
Yeah, you know them ones. So but yeah, so obviously I went studio and to be honest, fam, I didn't look back, man. But it was a weird one because I got so involved in it and like I loved it so much. My schoolwork started to deteriorate a little bit to the point where like I was meant to be hitting these grades and I weren't, so I'm having to go to Sunday schools and all these kind of things. And my mum and dad are Becks, obviously. You get what I'm saying? Because they're like, this is important. But all I care about is this music thing. You get me? All my friends are doing it. Like, I'm seeing man do video shoots and at certain times I couldn't even go to video shoots because I was just not listening. So I was prioritizing the wrong thing at the time to them. And obviously they cared, so I understand why they were saying that. But yeah, it was mad, bro. It was mad. It was sick, man. Youth camp. I love them sessions, man. Sphinx, all of them, man. It was just good because we was very hungry, you know, and we didn't know where it was going, but it was just something that we could do. You know what I'm saying? We weren't on the streets. Like we was in a household with people who just wanted to create music. You know what I'm saying? So that was the motivation there, man.
It's crazy as well because I think like obviously spitting and rapping as well. That kind of raised us. I think that era, I'd say early 90s, so you're talking from early 2002, 3 upwards to maybe say 06, 07.
Yeah.
That era raised us.
It did. It did.
Road was just them man's thing over there.
Yeah,
we didn't know of what that was.
Not me personally,
studio.
anyway. Yeah.
It was just studio.
Yeah.
And that kind of raised us.
Yeah, it did, man. It did.
Raised me, raised you.
Yeah, man.
All the man them.
Yeah.
But obviously I know, obviously we touched upon GT.
Yeah.
Condolences, commiserations, that's a legend.
Rest
and I
in peace,
think
man, my brother.
At that time when word obviously crossed the city that it transitioned in the way that it was. I know that's your brethren, like tight brethren. So obviously that's trauma.
Yeah, man.
At a very young age. So did that moment in time, I think it might have been like 09 now. Talking 08, 09.
It's like we were like 17, 18.
16, 17, 18. So obviously it would have had an effect on your mentals, everything really and truly. And on your peer groups, I don't know. How the dynamic looked. But was that point, did that actually change the trajectory in your life into where you thought, right, I'm definitely on this now because I've seen where certain lifestyles can lead certain people?
100% without a doubt, man. I'd be lying if I said that didn't have an impact on my life in regarding what direction I want to go even more. I was doing the music thing before. Obviously, GT was a part of that as well. But when he passed, like, it was mad, fam. It was mad. I remember... Because like, you know, it's like I've not really had many people close to me pass away. Like a lot of my family's still alive.
Give thanks.
Give thanks, you know what I mean? So when that happened, it didn't sink into me straight away. I was working at Nisa down the shop. And obviously everyone in the ends, GT's from the end, so it was a big thing to everyone in the end, you know what I mean? Like, it was mad. I remember
I'd say citywide, so I'd say citywide.
Yeah, of course,
after then it was like, what?
Of course, yeah, rest in peace, Venomous. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It was mad, but I remember working in the shop and seeing the newspaper and his face was just on the front of the newspaper. And even then I couldn't process it. I just couldn't process it, fam. And then I've gone home and I'm just looking at the newspaper on my own in my garage and I've just burst out crying, fam, like the newspaper wet. I just couldn't believe it, fam. And my mum was just like, my mum knew, you get me? She knew it was a hard time for me and stuff. And yeah, it was mad, fam. I think even at one point I was going to college, fam, and I was drinking alcohol before I went to college. Like, it was mad. It was just
Take
a mad...
that edge off. It was just a kind of an escape. It's an escape.
Yeah, because we're young them times, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like, what the hell's going on here? Like, it's crazy, man. But, you know, my thing was always, I'm a positive youth. Like, I'm not a road youth, you know what I mean? So I understand that everyone's got a position to play in life. So instead of me going crazy and going down the wrong road, I said, you know what? I'm going to use this as a big lesson and I'm going to try and make my brethren proud and just do what I can, you know, because he'd want me to do that. You know what I'm saying?
No,
because he knows the kind of guy I am.
You are at heart.
You know what I'm saying? At heart. So I thought, you know what? This is just going to fuel my energy to go even harder and write sicker things, man. Just write more things, you know. I did a track for him as well. I felt that was so necessary. Do you know what I mean? I had to do that. And yeah, I just feel like that, like, it was a mad time. It was a mad time for, like you said, the whole city, because we practically all knew each other. We all used to link up at McDonald's all the time.
Much in Town Peace Gardens.
You know what I'm saying?
Sheffield.
Yep. You know what I'm saying? So and no one was a stranger to who it was. So it was like it hit everyone hard. The same with Venomous, rest in peace, man. You know what I mean? So I think that kind of wised and grew us up a little quicker than what it would have if it didn't happen. Do you know what I mean? So so yeah, that definitely had an impact on me in terms of what I wanted to do moving forward. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think to a point like where I think it even made me argue with my parents even more because I'm thinking, you lot don't understand what I'm going through. You get me? Like, it's just mad. But obviously
it's going to be all right. It's not going to be all right. I'm feeling this right now. This is not all right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And as a young male, young black male especially, it's hard to sometimes open up. You get what I'm saying? It's hard, man. But you know, yeah, straight and narrow. And I guess the next chapter after that was just, you know, just working. I was at college at the time. In fact, I was working at Nisa, you know, and just going through it, man. You get me?
Chopping up studio.
Yeah, studio. Still nothing's changed in regards to the music thing. I was still like working, doing 9 to 5, and not just doing the music. But I was just so determined, bro. I just believed
so
in
driven now.
Yeah, you know
after
what I'm
everything.
saying.
It's crazy as well because I think at that time in Sheffield, particularly, I think the reason why we knew all each other was because of the music.
Yep.
We had cliques like Youth Camp, we had SCY, we had SBKs, NFSs.
Air Clicks.
All these street teams, cliques, where we had to kind of bump heads at some point because we had, like, Word on Road.
Yeah. That was
Word
sick.
on Road was
we got
sick.
all out arching them, man.
It was very serious.
Yeah.
I remember one time, us two even clashed one time.
Did we?
We clashed one time.
I can't remember, you know,
I was outside with Kiefer, Agent, Vendog, Calling.
Everyone had a big ego back then, didn't it?
Went upstairs. yo, they're calling, right? They're sending for us. They're sending for us. But like, who?
I blame Rems.
But it would be Rems. But you see, them times there, I think that night per se, I think they had a lot of clashes. I think Ven clashed T-Dog.
Oh, I do remember now.
We clashed, I think.
Yeah.
I think they had a little dance. I feel like the girls had like
I swear T-Dog was breakdancing as well or something like that.
He thought he would breakdancing.
One of them. Big up T-Dog.
Big up T-Dog. But I think spaces like that is why we helped us kind of stay connected in a way.
No,
but
100, bro.
Obviously at that time, we can say that cliques were kind of reconstructed themselves. So SEY was TRZ.
Yeah. TRZ, the regime.
The regime, Jeez. Sparks, Merkers.
Yeah.
G-Man,
Infamous.
G-Sosa, infamous. Rest in peace, G-Man. So it's one of those things where now everybody's starting to kind of elevate in the mental aspects, but then also like in terms of a lyrical aspect.
Yeah.
So now it is really competition.
Yeah.
SBK, We're Booming, Beat Bandits.
Yeah.
Anti-Alibi Blaze.
Yeah, man.
And it was like, it was booming. But I think at that time, you kind of created your own lane with Rems and Coco.
Yeah.
In the midst of all these cliques, where it's like 5, 6, 8 man strong, there was just Unato. And I think you had the partnership with M3 as well.
Yeah, that come a little bit after.
So how did you find that? Being a 2-man clique in a scene at that time, which was ultra competitive.
Yeah, very.
And track after track after track. Some cliques were doing 2-3 tracks a week. So how did Uno kind of...
There was nothing else to do, fam.
Okay. You just thought I'm just going to change it up.
There was nothing else to do. And you know what it is? It's the passion, like... Because obviously we're from Sheffield. Obviously there's been Sheffield MCs from way before we started spitting. But obviously... London is where it's always going to be at. Because I always say it's the epicenter of UK music. So we used to watch Skepta. Used to fan of Skepta hard. You get me? Skepta, Wiley, JME. So just seeing that and thinking, do you know what? Them man can do it. Why can't we do it? You know? It was literally that. And
yeah, it was mad because I think, as you're saying, it was the epicenter of everything. It still is.
Yeah.
It's still, let's have it right. But up north,
do our thing,
was
man.
So far away, but we did our thing.
Yeah.
So when you started to kind of, we'll touch upon this in a bit, but start to hit your extras in your radios and you're starting to get plays, that to us was like, wow, because no one's really ever done it.
Yeah. I hear that.
Them days, there weren't any Bugsy Malones or anything like that. In fact, I'd say big up Shifty, K-Dot brought him through, Shifty.
Yeah, Shifty was representing from time, innit?
And there was Riggs, there was them man there, but other than that, there wasn't really a lot.
Yeah. No, they weren't still. They weren't.
Other man did well. Beat him up. What is?
Yo, bro.
Slogan master.
Sometimes when I think about how far man's come, it's crazy, bro, because I have to pat myself on the back because even though a lot of people might not have known about us from outside of Sheffield, I feel as though we had Sheffield in the palm of our hands, fam. Down to selling the T-shirts, down to performing at Plug, supporting JME, Chipmunk, Tinty Strider, selling the Beat 'Em Up CDs. Like, we was trying to be innovators, like, from young, do you know what I mean? And just trying to make something of ourselves and make people know who we are and represent Sheffield, you get what I'm saying? So, despite all the madness that we had with all the other MCs, it was, I think it was needed.
It was very much needed.
It's part of the journey, you know what I mean?
It was part of the journey. And you know what? I must say, you've literally had a good couple spin-offs with a couple, man.
Yeah.
Good couple clashes. Do you know what I mean?
It was funny still. Funny.
Was it Medley, Sparks, G-Man,
you know
K-Dot?
I only had a clash.
There was no animosity though, really, was there?
It's just egos, man. We're young men growing up, you know. No one wants to be disrespected on a track for everyone to hear. No one wants to hear that. So, like, if it was now, I probably wouldn't even be as on it as I was back then. Just because I'm in a different headspace. But that's all we knew. You get what I'm saying? That's all we knew. So it was good. It was competitive. It was good. You know, it kept, bro. I keep telling people like that don't know about it. I said, yo, Sheffield had a really thriving scene, man. Like a thriving scene. It was dangerous, man. Big up, like all the old school people as well, like SCS, Scum, you know, all JD, All Out. Like that was like. That was blueprint.
Right.
Like I'll say it, that was blueprint. You know what I'm saying? And like growing up, and I was just happy that me and Rems were able to have a name just like these other crews, even
Yeah,
though we were
outside of
younger.
that.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Outside
saying?
of that, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, bro. So I'm proud, man. I'm proud of what we did. And, you know, obviously Rems didn't really do the music thing now, but everyone has a different path, you know what I mean? I just knew that that's what I wanted to do, innit?
It was on. Moving forward, speak on your move to London and your connection to Toddla T.
So yeah, man, like I was saying before, I felt like I got to a point 2015 where I was just working call centers and I was just like, nah, man, this ain't me. Even though when I moved to London, I did go there and I worked a call center job, but that was just to find my feet because the music thing didn't really kick off when I first moved to London. And DS1 is obviously a friend of mine and Toddla's. I was letting him know that I wanted to move. I was asking him for advice, rare. And then eventually I moved and then he was like, yo, you should definitely link up with Toddla. And I'd heard of Toddla before, like sometimes on the radio, but I didn't really know who he was like that. Yeah, I know Shinobi had messed with him a couple of times and I think Clubs and Spades or Car Gang, I think he'd played him on the show, so I'd heard of him. But I'd never seen the guy in my life. You get me? And he's from Sheffield.
Yeah.
But obviously he was living in London prior to me moving for a couple of years. So D said link him. I think the first night I moved down, or the second night he had a show at XOYO. And I went to link him. And it was just mad. So, like, gotta understand, them times there, like, I'm doing my thing in Sheffield, but then when I'm going out, I'm in London.
It's a different level.
Yeah.
It's a completely different level.
You get what I'm saying? I'm gassed to be in London for one, and secondly, this man knows who I am. Like, I think he told me at some point, I was always watching you. And I always wanted to champion someone from Sheffield, but it had to be someone with the right energy, the right attitude, the right vibe.
It's surreal, that's all mad.
Yeah, so when I heard that, I'm like, bro, man's trying not to smile too much. You get me? Like, bro,
yourself.
You get what I'm saying? So, like, I was like, okay, say nothing. But, like, so that night I went there, and he's like, what are you saying tomorrow? I'm like, not much, just going to be moving into just finding my feet, basically. And then I went to the studio the day after. Second day I'm in London, I'm in studio with Toddla T and Danny Weed, fam. You know what I'm saying?
ASAP.
Like, yeah,
It's
like
it's real now.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
real.
If you know, like two like legends in the UK like music scene.
music
Danny
scene.
Weed responsible for some serious grind bangers. You know what I mean? So I'm in the studio. I'm sitting here thinking, nah, this can't be real, blood. These man are wanting to work with me, blood. Like they believe in my thing. Like Danny Weed and Toddla T. I've got a video as well, like the first night. So yeah, man, ended up like making a beat and that whatever. And then I was just thinking after that studio session, Andy was there as well. Big up Andy, Gold Teeth. He was there, Toddla's friend as well. You get me?
Don't know.
And I was just thinking, I'm not going to see this guy for like another month now. Like, it's just a little fluke thing.
Yeah.
I think like the week after, he's like, yo, studio. I'm like, bro, man's back in there again, you know? With Toddla T, you get me? So I got in there now, and then we've worked on target practice. So that was like, wait in fact. No, tell a lie. Before target practice, he brought me on his show, One Extra.
So which year is this? So we're talking 2015. Yeah.
2015. So before that, he wanted me to come on One Extra. And bro, I'm nervous as hell because it's kind of going a bit fast for me at this point. You get me? I've never done these things like before, like on my own. You get what I'm saying? So he's like, yo, I want to bring you on my show. Write some fresh bars. And I'm thinking, yo, these have got to be the best bars ever. I just remember being in my flat writing. DS1 made a refix of that. I'm in love with the Coco. He made that, and that's a mad rhythm. So he made that. It was like, this is perfect for you. So I'm writing, and these two have not heard the bars. We've got a group now, me, Toddla, and DS1. Like, they've not heard the bars. And I'm saying to my girl at the time, like, yo, do you think these are all right? I'm going over them, and she's like, nah, they're sick. And I'm thinking, Coco, please just remember them. Don't flop these bars. Big One Extra. You get me? Went
It's
there.
that time.
Yeah, I remember traveling there, not knowing where the hell I am. In big central London. Like, am I going to be late? Where am I? It's just bare overwhelming, fam. Got to the studio and Toddla's just full of vibes. Like, well, go on, because I was everything. I was London, rare. All I'm thinking is, don't mess up these bars.
Flop.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to be like
it. Yeah,
conversational and that, but like, don't mess up these bars. So then I've done the freestyle, and he's brought his brethren in at the time because he was like, yo, this kid's sick. Come in and listen to this freestyle. And I've done it in one take. Thank God. And like, if you watch back the video, you can see Toddla's gas. Because I think it is that he's thinking, I brought this guy through from Sheffield.
He needs to come with it.
Yeah,
he really does.
I want him to represent so people can see that Sheffield's not a joke.
Yeah.
So because I aced it that much, I could see on the video like he was genuinely happy that I aced it. You get what I'm saying? And it was just like raw. And then the rest is history. Then I think a couple of weeks after that went studio. and I made Target Practice. That was the first release on his old label, Girls Music. Did that, shot the video in the studio, and then after that, Big Boya.
Wait for that one. Wait for that one. Because it's all going a bit quick.
Quick, fam. Very quick.
Man's been down there, what, a week, 2 weeks? All of trying to find your feet.
Yeah, maybe a month or something, yeah.
All of us trying to blend in and
yeah.
little works, little call centers. And now you're immersed in the scene that we always thought was and still is the place. So with all that snowballing, and they're saying I was nervous, I was overwhelmed. What kind of helped you carry that same kind of, I don't know, because it's fearful, innit? Like, it's a scary kind
you
of
don't
position
want to mess up, innit?
to be in. But what was it that in that time that kept you like aligned and focused?
I think it was just knowing that, look, you could have given this opportunity to anyone, Like, and Toddla's so selfless. Even after that, like, even to this day, like, the things he'll do for me, just because he genuinely wants to do them, I think it's mad because before moving to London, I used to have people promise me things, we can do this, we can sign you, we can do all this. And, like, I just knew, like, yo, you're just chatting, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe it when I see it. And I didn't really trust a lot of people to have my career in their hands, so to speak. But when I met Toddla, it was different because it weren't like he came at me on a business tip or a formal thing. It was just natural. He's like my brethren, my mentor kind of thing.
He wants the best for you just in life, in general.
See it there. So when he's doing all these things, it's like, I'm not questioning them, but I'm almost like in disbelief. I can't believe this is happening. Like, he's such a cool brother. So I think the main thing was like, in my head as well, even though I'd not done all the stuff that I'd done post that, I felt like I was the torchbearer. I was the one who was carrying the torch for Sheffield. I'd been summoned. You get what I'm saying?
You was.
So I'm quite modest. So like, but in a sense, I did feel like that. You get me? I thought, he's told me, you get me? I'm in London now. I have to do something sick. I have to keep this ball rolling. You know what I mean?